What am I doing when I got pregnant for my own brother?
This is the story of a family from the village of Umunkwo. In the peaceful village of Umunkwo lived a wealthy and respected man named Chief Jonah. He had many children, for his wife, Mrs. Blessing, had given birth 13 times, including a special set of twins, a boy and a girl, Henry and Mirabel. But fate separated them at just 3 years old. Henry was taken to live with his uncle to begin school, while Mirabel went to stay with her mother's sister, Aunt Favor, in Enugu. They grew up miles apart, unaware that destiny was silently preparing tragedy. When Mirabel resumed nursery school, she met different types of students: the gentle ones, the rude ones, the troublemakers, and the group everyone feared, the glamorous girls. Sadly, Mirabel joined the wrong group, and it began shaping her downfall. Her new friends were Sandra, Bella, Naomi, Lydia, and Tiffany. Sandra smirked at her, saying, "Welcome, new girl. You want to fit in, right? Then you must play our game." Mirabel hesitated, whispering softly, saying, "I don't know. I just want to study." Bella laughed cruelly, saying, "Study won't make money like we do." Naomi added softly, "Just watch and learn, Mirabel. Everything has a price." Lydia rolled her eyes, saying, "Or you stay boring forever. Your choice." Tiffany smiled cunningly, saying, "Once you are in, there's no leaving. Understand?" Even as a child, Mirabel started knowing things far beyond her age. She was brilliant and intelligent, but the conversations and lifestyle of the gang slowly corrupted her mind. Innocence faded, and her focus drifted from school. One day during English class, Miss Amanda asked sharply, "Mirabel, what are you thinking about?" Mirabel panicked and blurted out, My boyfriend, my parents." The whole class gasped. She was only 16, yet her mind was already lost. Her grades dropped from top of the class to 15th out of 22. Teachers warned her, but she didn't care. All she wanted was for school to finish so she could go and marry. Miss Amanda sighed, frowning, and said, "Mirabel, one day these choices will catch up to you." Mirabel shrugged, replying softly, "I'll be fine, Miss Amanda. Don't worry about me." Aunt Favor, who was raising her, had no time for her. She left home very early and returned late because of her foodstuff shop in Enugu. With no guidance, no supervision, and no discipline, Mirabel grew wild. At the school's end-of-year party, Mirabel dressed like a full-grown woman. When a boy approached her, she hissed sharply, saying, "Leave here, you don't have money to maintain me." Tiffany laughed loudly, saying, "That's our girl. See how confident she is." Naomi whispered, "She's lost herself, isn't she?" When she turned 18, Mirabel saw her chance to escape. She stole her aunt's money, lied that she gained admission to Unilag, and her aunt blessed her happily, not knowing Mirabel was running straight into Lagos nightlife. In Lagos, she joined 3 of her old classmates from the glamorous gang. Together, they entered the world they had admired, the world of high-paying men, flashy lifestyles, and late nights. They met married men, Yahoo boys, big chiefs, and wealthy businessmen. Money flowed, pleasure was easy, nights were full, and days were empty. One night at a rooftop club, Sandra leaned back and said, "This is what life should feel like. Look at all this money." Bella laughed and replied, "It's never enough. We need more. Bigger men, bigger gifts." Naomi whispered nervously, "Are we really safe? What if something goes wrong?" Lydia scoffed angrily, "Stop worrying. We are queens here." Tiffany smiled cunningly, saying, "Just follow me. and you will never go hungry again. One night while waiting in front of a hotel, Mirabel saw a handsome young man. She whispered to herself, "If this fine guy enters me today, I won't let him go." Henry walked towards her, confident, calm, and unaware of their shed blood. He asked gently, "Hi, what's your name?" Mirabel replied softly, "Mirabel." Henry smiled warmly, saying, "Mirabel, I think I've been looking for you." They drank, laughed, danced, and slept together. In the morning, Henry gifted her 1 million naira. Mirabel whispered with excitement, saying, "You are too kind. I have never met someone like you." Henry laughed softly. "It's nothing. You deserve it." Their chemistry grew deeper. They fell helplessly in love, not knowing they were siblings. Mirabel began spending most of her time in his house. They cooked together, played, joked, and planned their future. One evening, Henry said to himself softly, "This girl loves me. I must marry her." He proposed at a romantic dinner. Mirabel cried with joy, saying, "Yes, I will marry you." That night, they slept together again, this time without protection. The next morning, Henry proudly said, "Mama, Papa, this is the woman I want to marry." His parents screamed in horror, "Chai, Tufiakwa, Aruame." Mrs. Blessing trembled, saying, "This cannot be. She is your sister." Chief Jonah explained painfully, "We separated twins years ago. We never imagined this could happen." Mirabel wept uncontrollably, saying, "No, God, not like this." Henry collapsed on the floor, saying, How could this happen?" Their parents refused to abandon them. They decided to support and guide them. Mirabel stayed at home until she gave birth to a baby boy, Obichuku, which means God's mind. After healing, she returned to Lagos, not as a lover, but as a sister. Henry used his savings to start a large wholesale provision store. Mirabel focused on raising her son. Years later, Mirabel married a wealthy businessman named Chief Vincent. Henry married the king's daughter in their village. Obichuku grew up under the care of his mother and grandparents. He studied hard, excelled in school, and went abroad to study medicine at a prestigious university.